Princess Lillian Sindelar.
Right.
And what was your maiden name?
Krumbein.
Krumbein. And is that German?
Yes.
What does it mean?
You know I know.
Yes, I do.
What did they tell me again? The shingles? Shingles. Like
That's what Sindelar means.
Oh, Sindelar, yeah.
But what is Krumbein?
Krumbein means crooked legs.
Crooked legs.
Yeah.
You know how your family got that name?
No.
Does anybody have crooked legs that you know of?
I think so. I don't really know. But anyway, that's what it means.
Well, how old are you?
Did you know?
Oh, just for the camera's sake.
Really? 82.
82. When's your birthday? What day were you born on?
April 1st, April Fool's Day, 1911.
1911. Do you know what day it was?
I believe a Saturday. I'm not sure.
So you think Daddy was born on a Saturday?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Aunt Diane was born on a Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
And you were born on a Saturday, you think?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you talk about being the most beautiful baby in Chicago? Were you born in Chicago?
Yeah. Illinois.
Were you born in a hospital or at home?
Hospital.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
No one would come to see my mother because they thought she was April fooling them.
No. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
The doctors wouldn't come see her?
No, her friends. I mean, they all thought that she was fooling them, that I was born on April Fool's Day.
And you were the oldest?
Yeah.
And you had one sister, right?
Uh-huh. Dorothy.
And how much younger was she?
10 years different in our age.
And
She was, I think she was born in 1924.
so that would be 13 years.
13.
10 years would be 1921.
21, that was it.
She was born. Do you remember when she was born?
Oh, sure. I
Did you
helped
go to the
take care
hospital?
of her because my mother wasn't too well when she came home from the hospital, so I would take care of my sister. I was only 10. I would take care of her.
So you like changed her diapers and
Bathe her.
bathed her, and did you feed her?
Yeah.
Your mom feed her?
No, she was bottle fed. Yeah. So anyway,
So did you have any brothers?
no, we don't need sister too.
So tell me about your parents.
What do I know about?
Well, everything. Like, what was your father's name?
Emil. Some called him Emil because it's E-M-I-L, but he's just sweet. They all called him Emil, his relatives did. So he was born in Germany. His folks brought him to the United States when he was 4 years old. My dad was a police officer.
I'm gonna move the camera a little closer so we make sure we get the sound on this. So go ahead. He's a police officer.
In Chicago.
Well, where in Germany was he born? Do you know?
Hamburg.
Hamburg.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know when he was born?
Trying to figure it out. I think they were both born in the same year, my mom and dad. I don't know whether it's, what would 55 make him? Or how old was he, think?
What?
He must
What
have
do you
been,
mean
he must,
55?
no, he can't be.
If you were born in 1911, how old was he when you were born? Do you know?
No. Well, my father was in his
20s or
no,
in
he
his 30s?
must have been 30. In his 30s, I think, about 32. I really
So he was
don't.
probably born in the 1880s or late 1870s.
Well, let's see. He would have been 75 when he died, and I was trying to think,
When did he die?
he died in April. No, my dad died in March. He died, and I can't think of the year, 50, I was trying to think, it was 50.
Oh, you thought he
Or
died in
55,
1955? Okay,
yeah.
so 55. 20. So he was probably born in
He would have been
1880.
Yeah, he would have been 74 when he just missed out in a month of being 75. Who's that?
That's Frank Campbell.
Hi.
I'm going to stop this right now, okay? We're
Yeah.
going to stop and take a break.
Okay.
For the brief interruption, Gary and I are getting married on March 5th, and Frank Campbell just pulled up to give us a wedding gift, so we had to stop. But we were talking about your dad, and we were saying that he was born probably in 1981 maybe, and his name was.
What about 85? What does that make him? Oh,
That would make him. That would be right.
That's right, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just not a very good math person, so.
I think about 1985.
1885.
Yeah.
And so he was born in Hamburg,
Germany.
Mm-hmm.
4 years old when he came to the United States. And he was his parents.
And what did his parents do for a living? Do you know?
I really can't tell you because when I was born, they had
They already
passed away. Mm-hmm. And so I really
do
don't
you know how they passed away? What they died of?
No, I really don't know.
And where was your mom born?
She was born in Canada, St. John's, New Brunswick, Canada. And I don't know when she left there, but in her teens, I think she moved to Detroit, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And she was raised there most of her life. And then she lived there, too, until she was married. And then she moved to Chicago.
And what was her name?
Her name was Stewart.
What was her first name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Stewart.
Uh-huh.
And did you spell Stewart or Stewart?
Stewart. Mm-hmm.
So did she speak French?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Did your father speak German?
Not very much of it because my mother wasn't. He never spoke, in German, and it was always because so we could all understand. He never learned too much of it.
And did your parents meet in Detroit, or where did they meet? Do you know?
No, they met in Chicago.
They met in Chicago. Do you know how they met?
I really don't.
Do you know how long they courted?
No.
They just poof got married
I
and
don't know.
poof got married and had you, right?
I guess in those days they didn't talk too much about their past. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
didn't discuss a lot of that. But anyway, no, I really don't know how they met.
And you said your father was a Chicago city policeman?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did he have a special rank? I don't know about police forces. Do they give ranks to people?
Yeah.
Was he
I think he was more or less a detective. That's what he was,
Mhm.
really. Yeah, my father.
Was your mom ever scared about him being a policeman? Do you remember?
Well, I think any wife is never knows whether they'll come back, or if anything would happen overnight or something. But no, they. I guess
Did he work at night a lot?
No, they had their different shifts. Every month they would change different shifts. And so.
What do you remember most about your dad? What did you like most about your dad? Do you remember?
My dad was a very handsome man. He was, and he was in the limelight a couple times where he caught people. And he was in the newspaper. They stories of a lot of things that he had done, and so, which I have in a scrapbook.
You do?
Mhm.
Where's that scrapbook?
I hope it's not packed, boy, but I do have one. And so.
And was your mom a homemaker?
Oh yeah.
Was she any clubs that you remember?
Yeah, but not too many. My mother was more of a homebody, I guess, but always home when we came from school.
And was she a good cook?
Yes, very good cook.
Do you still cook some of her recipes?
Uh-huh.
Like what?
Well, the spaghetti that you like so well, the recipe.
It was?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good.
And several things that I have.
Is that banana bread her recipe?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what about the date nut bread?
The date nut, too. Okay.
And what about dumplings? Or is that your recipe?
No, Mom used to make chicken and dumplings. That was her own recipe, the dumplings. They were not made by store.
She made them from scratch.
And my father always had to have a dessert after his meal. If he didn't, he was very disappointed. So Mother baked a lot, pie, cake, kolaczki, which she made after. Kolaczki came after that was really, no. Mom didn't make kolaczki.
No, she didn't make kolaczki?
No.
That would be a bohemian thing,
Because
probably.
my mom, yeah, that's bohemian.
from
After I
Pappy's
married
side.
my husband. Mom didn't live very long after I was married. She only lived about a month after I was married.
Oh, really?
So,
And how did she die?
She had a goiter, which you don't hear of anymore. That's in the throat.
Mm-hmm.
And she was operated on for it, and she was never very well after that. She died not too long afterwards because at that time they were doctoring her for a heart disease. They didn't know it was a goiter because it was an inward goiter.
Mm.
And they didn't know much about goiters at that time, and so they were doctoring her for heart disease, which it wasn't. And so Mom didn't live too long after.
Did she like Pappy?
Well,
Pappy was Nana's husband.
yeah, my mom never met him because I wasn't married then at that time.
I thought she died right after y'all got married.
Shortly after, but we lived in New York. After we were married,
Oh.
he was transferred to New York, Brooklyn, New York, and so, which was very sad to my mother because we were very close. And I think that had a lot to do with her, really.
We had a little sister. Was she still at home?
She was 10 when my mom died. I take that back. She was 12. So my husband and I practically raised her.
So then Dorothy moved out to New York with
She
you?
came with us to New York. And my father, though, our home was with my dad.
Oh, okay.
But we would take her with us a lot of times and keep her, and she transferred back and forth, But she, as I say, it was too bad that my mama didn't live because too long after we were married.
Well, what do you remember the names of the schools that you went to?
Yeah, Holmes was the name of the grammar school. And I didn't go to high school too long because it was during the height of Depression, and I had to drop out of school because I went to work when I was 16.
Wow, what'd you do?
I worked for a men's haberdashery.
Was that a hat store?
It
Or
was
just
clothing
clothes?
store in Chicago. And I was in the head cashier's cage where I worked.
Was it a big store? What was the name of the store?
Henry C. Litton's, but they're no longer in business.
Was it a big store?
Well, not a real, because it wasn't a regular department store. It was a men's store, just men's clothing.
So you're a head cashier?
I worked as a head cashier in the store there, and then I worked there for 4 years. I was only 16, but when I went to work, and then I worked there 4 years. Then it was Henry C. Litton's, but then a firm from New York came in and bought the store out, and so then they brought all their own group of employees. So we were all let
You
go.
were laid off? My
Yes.
grandmother was laid off.
So that was the height of Depression and hard to get a job. My mom called up Sears and gave a whole spiel about her daughter being so great and what I could do and what and she thought that maybe they could hire me. So they called me in, too, and so
Wow.
I got the job at Sears. That's where I met Pappy, at Sears.
And what were you doing at Sears?
I was up in the cashier's cage
Oh.
again, where people paying their bills. Their statements that they come in with their, and so I was doing the same work I did at Litton. And so I met Pappy, and then met him in, March. Yeah, I have to figure this out. Met him in our first date. Let's see. Our first date was in March. He brought me home, took me home from work, and then we started dating after that. In 3 months we were married.
Well, now I think you ought to tell the camera that you were dating somebody else before you were dating
I
Pappy.
forgot about him.
I'm not sure he'd like to hear that. And what's his name?
Newell Gray.
Newell Gray. And you dated him for a long time, didn't you? While you worked at Litton.
While he was in college, I dated him, yeah. And
Where'd he go to school?
He went to Illinois University. He graduated from there.
So y'all did you start dating
I was
when you were
dating
16?
I was dating others too, but he didn't know it. But
My
he
name is
wanted me
Sly.
true to him. And so...
Did he give you a ring or anything?
No, it was just understood between the two of us. But,
So how long did you date him?
4 years while he was in college. I mean, I was going with him, but as I say, I went with her too. But then I met Happy.
Met Pappy in March
March, April, May.
What year did you get
in
married?
April, just before April, May, June, July. Yeah, 3 months. I met him just before my birthday. And
So
my
in
birthday
March.
was 1st of April,
So, and what year did you get married?
1932.
1932, and your wedding date is July 9th, isn't it? No?
2nd.
July 2nd. Is Grandma's is July 9th, because that's Gary's birthday.
Yeah, no, the 2nd.
So you got married on July 2nd, 1932,
Mm-hmm.
and tell us about your wedding dress.
Well, it was nice, but as I told you, the police weren't getting paid. My dad didn't get any salary for about 6 months.
Because of the Depression?
No, because they couldn't pay him.
The city couldn't pay the
They
police.
couldn't pay him.
But they were paying the firemen. though, weren't
Firemen,
they?
they paid the firemen with the
I
police.
suppose after the Chicago fire, they decided they'd keep paying the firemen, right?
Probably, and they never did collect their back salary. Police didn't. They never paid him any of it. And so it was kind of a hardship for my poor mom to get me anything that was really great. But it was nice. My dress was nice, and the
So
veil was
store bought
borrowed.
or did you make it?
No, mother bought the store.
She bought your dress at the store?
But the veil was a borrowed veil. I borrowed it from one of my friends.
And who'd you borrow it from?
A girlfriend of mine.
Not Helen?
No, Helen was a bridesmaid, and Helen wasn't married yet.
So
And
was she your only bridesmaid that you had?
yeah, I just had one.
And did you pick out her dress for her, or did she?
We went together and picked it out.
So it was a new dress that she was
Yeah,
wearing.
yeah.
What color was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was a pretty sort of a peach. Pretty peach. And
So I mean, how long? Like you knew Pappy for 3 months. I mean, when did you decide to get married?
well,
I mean, how long did you have to
Didn't-
plan for the wedding?
we didn't plan much. It was too fast to plan anything. I mean, we just courted for that length of time, and he made up his mind that we'd get married. And so I don't know why we did, because it was a bad time to get married. I mean, as far as finances and everything, but he had a job with Sears, and so it.
What was he doing when you met? What job did he have?
He was. I don't know how to explain it to you. He was. I don't know what his title was at the time, but he was in charge of the, like your dad was when he's over the store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a certain part of the store, a couple departments or something?
No, he had up all the store. I mean, the whole
Oh,
store.
he was a store manager.
Well, like an assistant.
Oh, assistant store manager.
And so, but fortunately, he was working. I mean, so many people were out of work that we were lucky. And so then we moved to Brooklyn, New York.
Well, what kind of wedding ceremony did you have to get married in a church?
Oh, yeah.
What, do you remember the name of the church?
Yeah. It was a Lutheran church where I was baptized. I was the first one to be baptized when the church was new. They had just built it.
In Chicago?
Yeah. And so I was the first one.
Do you know which Lutheran church?
Yeah, it was a Lutheran church. Evangelical Lutheran.
Did you hear that, Gary? Evangelical Lutheran? Isn't that what your relatives?
Yeah, they were married in an evangelical, something evangelical church.
Was it a Lutheran church? Or was it Catholic? I don't think it was
Well,
Catholic.
there was a Catholic. You go to Catholic church, don't you?
Yeah, but this is way back in his family history.
Oh. Well, anyway, it was. I mean, it
So
was.
you got married in a Lutheran
Lutheran
church.
church.
Was Pappy Lutheran?
No, Kathy was Catholic.
Catholic. And so we gotta tell what Pappy's name was. Louis.
Louis James
Sindelar.
Sindelar.
So how old? Let's see. If you got married in 1932, that would make you
He was 10 years older.
21. He was 31.
Mm-hmm.
And how many brothers and sisters did he have?
Well, he had
Joe and Val.
Val and George.
George.
That makes 3.
Did he have any sisters?
Yes, he did. He had three sisters, but they died very young. And so I really didn't get to know them because one, Pappy and I got married. One was very ill, and she died shortly after we were married. And one was in Arizona still, and she passed away. But their family was, so I say their family was about 8 children, I believe. And there's none of them left now.
They're all deceased now?
All deceased. I really don't have a family anymore. I have one cousin, I think, left. But,
Oh, you have us?
well, I mean immediate, my past.
Your past,
dad.
the older
Yeah,
generation.
and, yeah. So it,
So where did his parents come from, do you know?
who's parents?
Pappy's.
They came from Czechoslovakia. They were Bohemians.
Was Pappy born in the United States?
Yeah, he was born in North Judson, Indiana. And to tell you the truth, I never heard of Bohemians until I married Pappy.
Did he speak Czechoslovakian?
No.
No. Did his parents?
Well, I imagine their parents did, but I never heard them speak.
Did you know Pappy's parents?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. He had a great father. He was a really nice
What did
man.
his father do?
His father owned a grocery store in North Judson. And he was really, I always said we had the two best fathers, my father and his father, because they were really great.
Why were they great?
Because they were just nice people. I mean, nice men. I mean, they were kind and loving. And Pappy's father was really a nice person. I mean, he called me his little lamb.
Oh, really?
And so he was, I think, 81 when he passed away.
Do you remember his name?
He was Joseph.
Joseph.
But don't ask me his second name. I really don't know his second
Do you
name.
remember what Pappy's mother's name was?
Yeah, she was, I didn't know his mother that well because I told you she died right after we were married.
So your mom and his mom
Yes,
died?
and 6 months apart they died
Oh.
in January. He lost his mom first, and then my mom died in August. So 6 months apart.
Could y'all go back for the funerals and
Oh,
everything
yeah,
from New York?
Sure. Yeah.
How'd y'all travel?
Well, Pappy didn't come back with me because he couldn't get away from work, but I came back by bus. And,
On a bus?
mhm.
Greyhound bus?
Yeah, what a trip, long trip it was. I can remember it so long.
I bet you were really sad.
Yeah, yes, because my mom and I were always together. I mean, in fact, never got out to play too much because my mom always wanted me with her. I mean, just, you know, but anyway, I think it's because she was ill.
Well, you know what we skipped about your childhood is, didn't you win some penmanship award?
Oh, I won the awards in Illinois when I was a baby. I won the most beautiful baby of Illinois.
What'd you have to do to win that? Did your mom send a picture of you in, or did you have to be in a pageant? Or?
Yeah, and then I was, I was in opera, was the opera star.
Well, how old were you when you won Most Beautiful Baby of Chicago?
I think I was around 5 because I had a picture. Yeah.
And so you were in an opera then? Because
Well,
you won?
I was in opera because of this opera star. I mean, Galli Curci was a very famous opera star. She wanted to take me to Europe with her.
Her name was Galli Curci?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, who's Geraldine Farrar?
And Geraldine Farrar is the one I played with in opera. I was a little. It was the. What was the name of the opera again?
Madame Butterfly?
Madame Butterfly. And I was I was about 5, but I was the baby in that opera where he was in the service and he came back, and it was his baby.
I thought the baby was supposed to be a little boy, though.
No, well, I don't know, but I was in a, and so I think in a different opera. operas they had changed to a girl. And all I
Because
remember...
it doesn't really matter if it's a little boy or a little girl.
But all I remember is the opera, but Geraldine Farrar, I still have... Well, I have a picture with me. Remember standing on the... But anyway, I played in 13 different operas with them.
13 different shows of Madame Butterfly, or 13 different
Well,
operas?
Gallicerci and I know what her name was, Gallicerci. It was, wait a minute, this one right on my head. Now I can't think of it again.
It's not Geraldine Farrar?
Geraldine Farrar is the one I was in with the little girl. And the other one was,
I don't know opera
wait a
stars.
minute, Mary Garden.
Mary Garden.
Mary Garden.
Mary Garden was another opera singer.
Yeah, she was a famous.
And so that was another play, another opera you were in?
Yeah.
It
Geraldine
wasn't
Farrar.
Madame Butterfly, it was something else?
It was, I didn't do anything great in that. I mean, I was just there. I can't remember why. But, I don't know why. I can't remember. I remember more of the Madame Butterfly. Gallicerci,
Mary Garden.
Mary Garden. I have a picture of her, too. I can't really remember what I was in that. But the other one I remember vividly because I remember sitting there waving the flag, American flag, because he came back. And then she killed herself at the end, though.
Not in real life, just in the
No,
opera.
I mean in the opera, yeah.
So, and you got to be in that because you were the most beautiful baby in Chicago?
No, I think they must have had in the paper looking for a child star, you know what I mean, a child to take the... And my mother took me there, others, and they picked
So
me.
you think your mom was one of those stage moms, kind of wanted
No,
you to become famous?
No, I don't think so. I don't know why she did it, but she did. And I had long black hair. My mother, they made a stick floor so she could wrap my hair around the stick so I'd have long curls. I can remember that. And
Is that the way you wore your hair a lot? Or just when you were little?
oh, when I was little, yeah. But my hair was that long, I could sit on it. It was that long.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's long.
Yeah. But,
So did you win some kind of penmanship award?
yeah, I won that when I was in business school. Yeah, I won that.
Business school?
I went to business school.
When did you do that?
When I worked.
So after you were 16 sometime?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that at night that you went to school?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's just for the penmanship. I mean, I have a book. If I can find it, I'll show you. I did now, of course, it isn't like that anymore, but...
Well, I think you have pretty handwriting.
Well, it's getting, I write so long that my hands start shaking or something. I can't write anymore. But anyway, so that was that. But then after I met Happy, of course, I didn't work anymore after that.
So even though it was the Depression, you went ahead and stopped working, and
Well, after I was married, I didn't work anymore.
that's just kind of the normal thing to do?
Well, in those days, yes, the men were the breadwinners, and they didn't like their women to work, really. I mean, more or less, they stayed home, women stayed home.
So how did you occupy your time?
Well, I had plenty to do. My father lived with us,
Oh, you did?
yeah.
And but that was when you were back in Chicago.
After I came back to Chicago, yeah, because my mom had passed away, and he kept his home for a while, but it got too much for him because he was getting older too. He was retired then. And Dorothy, of course, got married. She had her own home, but Dorothy lived with us for a while. But after she got married, she had her own home, raised her family, and so, of course, my dad passed away in the meantime.
And so when you lived in New York, did you live in a
Lived in a
high-rise apartment? Or?
Yes, and I hated it. And we'd have salesmen come to the door and ring the doorbell, and I'd go to the door, and they wanted to know if my mother was home.
Really?
Yes, I was married, and so I said, no, she isn't here. But anyway, I didn't like Brooklyn, New York. I don't like New York to begin with.
How long did y'all stay there?
We were there for about a year, I guess, and we transferred back again, so it was great. He only went there to open a store to begin with. wasn't a permanent thing that he was going to stay there.
And so when you moved back, is that when you moved back to the Kyler address? Is that your new home there?
No, he got a store on Cermak Road in Cicero, and we lived in an apartment right across the street from the store.
Oh, that was convenient. No
He
traffic
managed
time.
that store, and then what'd you ask me?
Where y'all lived when you first moved back?
We moved there,
The
and then we moved to Berwyn
The
because we had
Kyler?
a store then in Berwyn.
The Kyler address?
Yeah.
So when did you get the house in, well, you got a house in Sawyer, but it burned down, right? Or were you
No,
renting a house there?
we had a house up on the lake. Yeah, that burnt down.
Was that not in Sawyer? It was some other
No,
lake?
that was in Michigan, in where we live now, in Sawyer, Michigan.
Right, that's
But that was up on the lake, and then with the house burnt down, we moved to the house I'm in.
Okay, so the house on the lake, did y'all own that, or did you
We
just
own.
rent it?
No, we owned the property up there. We went in. The only reason we owned it was Val, Happy's brother, bought it, and then he wanted Pappy to come in with. It was like a summer home. He
Mhm.
wanted it so we could
Share it.
And we were closing the house up for the winter, and we lived up on the hill, and there was just stairs leading down. We had to walk up all the stairs to get up to the house, and we were loading up logs for the next spring when we'd come back out there to burn in our fireplace. So it turned to be such a beautiful day, and the leaves were so pretty, and we were going to go home that day after we closed. But I said to Kathy, why don't we stay? It's so beautiful. Go home in the morning. So he agreed. So we put logs in the fireplace when we were getting ready to go to bed because we had everything packed, the water turned off and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so he put logs in the fireplace, and all of a sudden there was smoke coming out of the fireplace. So he thought he put a wet log, one that wasn't seasoned right,
Mhm.
you know. So he took the logs out, and we still had fire in there. And we looked up the chimney, and this chimney on fire.
Oh.
That's what caused the fire. So he told me, and it was about midnight, and so I picked up your dad. He was only about 6 years old, and walked down. Always carrying your dad down the stairs with your dad, because he told me to go get help, because we weren't near any. We were up in the woods. It was in the woods.
Did it have a phone there?
No. It was disconnected because we were going home.
Oh.
And so he told me to go over to Val's in-laws, get help. There's no phones on the road like they have now where you can stop and make calls. So he said, go over to them and have them call the fire department.
Did you have a car?
Yeah, well, the car, I was all the way up and had walked down, got in the car, drove to the woods with your dad, scared to death. It was so dark. And so I got over to Val's parents, in-laws, and so they got the fire department got lost, couldn't find us,
Oh, no.
and by the time they got up there, the house had burned down. All was left was this darn old chimney that started it all. Your Pappy almost was overcome by the smoke because he got on his hands and knees to get out, and he was trying to get Val. See, Val was a carpenter, and he was trying to get Val's tools, so and throw them out the window. And he couldn't locate them right away, and he was trying to find them. That's what kept him so long in the house. And but he just saved the tools, and he got out too. And so by the time firemen got there, though, it was could have stayed home.
So where was Aunt Diane when all that was happening?
Diane was there, and she was living in Europe.
Married?
Yeah,
You
she
said-
was.
she was older.
Well, Diane's been married. She was divorced.
Well, if Daddy's 6 years old, Aunt Diane's only 7 years old. 7 years older than she is, isn't she? Isn't he?
Oh wait, Diane was in school.
Oh, she's at
The
school.
school, yeah. She was in a.
Uh-oh, sounds like we're gonna have a car coming.
Diane.
Yep, she's
Well, that's right. She was, yeah.
she's
I'm
way
ahead of
school then.
myself, yeah.
Well, tell us about when Aunt Diane was born. How long had y'all been married when she was born?
We were married, let's see, the difference between
When was she born? She was born in
29,
1930. No,
oh,
you weren't married till 1932.
32, wait a minute. Well, let's take 6 years, 34 she was born. 1934.
1934.
Yeah. Get my dates
No,
on it.
that's not. born in 1944. And how much older?
Was it 36 then? 36, I think it was. Or 38. I thought my date's all screwed up now. 38, I think it was.
When she gets out of the car, we'll ask her. So, so tell us about when she was born. You go to the hospital.
Yeah.
When you had a little girl, was Pappy happy?
Yeah, but when your father was born, he stayed home from work for 4 days. He was so thrilled.
Diane, when's your birthday?
February 22nd.
What year?
Yeah.
1938. Okay, thanks.
So anyway,
So he was more happy to have a little boy than he was a little girl?
no, but I just knew he was happy, and so cause he,
Was she a good baby?
yeah, real good, healthy, and so anyway, then when I brought your dad home, she had from the hospital, she has measles, then she developed chicken pox. Of course, babies are immune for quite a while before they catch anything, so nothing happened to him. But
He was born on January 22nd, 1944, when the war was going on.
yeah, it was a bad time to have children because there wasn't anybody in the hospital to speak of. They were short of nurses and no interns.
Was there lots of rationing and everything going on?
Yeah.
Did you have
We
trouble
yeah,
getting
you
anything for
stand
him?
in line some places to get food. I mean, let's see, the gasoline was rationed. We only got so much gasoline, and it wasn't a very nice time.
What was your first car that you ever had?
Anyway, after I got married,
Oh, did you have a car before you got married?
yeah, I had a little car.
What
I
kind
had
of
a
car
Ford,
was that?
Ford
Ford what?
convertible. It was cute.
Ford
No, I
convertible.
didn't either.
Ooh.
No, I didn't either. No, I didn't have my own car. I drove my dad's car.
Did he have a Ford convertible?
No, your dad, Pappy bought me one after we were married. He bought it. It was the cutest Ford. It had a little convertible. It was outside. You don't remember them. They had the seats outside.
The rumble seats or
rumble
whatever?
seats. Yeah. It was
What
cute.
color was it?
It was black. I don't remember right, but it was cute. And I had to give it up after a while because, not that they demanded that I did, but you would criticize if you had two cars during the
Really?
war. Oh, yeah.
Oh, during the war? So
Yeah.
did you sell it or what did you do
Oh,
with
yeah.
it?
We sold it, but it was cute. But after that, I had another car after the war. But
So before the war started, you and Pappy had two cars?
after we were married,
After you were married, you had two cars. He had a car and you had a car?
he had a car, and so did I. He had a... what kind of car did he had a... When we were married, he had a... I want to say Oldsmobile, that isn't right. But, they don't make them anymore.
Edsel. What kind of cars do they not make anymore, Gary?
Oh, well, that's so long ago, he wouldn't know either, I don't think.
Packard?
No, it wasn't a Packard. It was a big car, though. It was first he had a Buick. When we were married, we had a Buick.
A Hudson? No.
And then after that, he bought another car.
A Rambler? Well, anyway.
Anyway, I
So then
got
the war came along and your neighbors frowned on you or something?
Well, it wasn't patriotic to have two cars. I mean, they thought that was, you know...
Kind of wasting gas and everything?
Yes, and so I had to... At that time, we had to sell
But
it.
did you and Pappy sit down and have a discussion one night and say, you know, I think for the war effort we should sell one of our cars, or how was it
We just
decided?
agreed that we would do it. I mean, we just didn't have any quite a big discussion about it. We just did it, that's all.
And so how did you get around?
Oh, well, if I needed to get around, Pappy would leave the car for me, because he was manager of the store. It wasn't too far away.
Mm-hmm.
I could walk to the store. And
So what kind of car? So then after the war, what kind of car did you get?
we had Cadillac. I brought our first Cadillac. I went to, in Indiana. I can't think of the name of the town. I went and drove it back because they were very hard to get. It was hard to get a Cadillac.
Why were they hard to get?
Well, there was a shortage. I guess things are still not too, up to the way it should be. So I went and got LaPorte, I guess, Indiana, and I drove our car and left our car there and got this new
So
Cadillac.
you traded it in?
Traded it in, and it was we got it just because Pappy knew the owner of a trucking
heard like that Cadillacs were good cars, or?
Oh, well,
Or did-
Cadillac was always the number one car. I mean, they're not as popular as they were years ago. That was a prestige car
Mm-hmm.
in those days.
Do you remember what color it was? That your first one?
Yeah, I think it was pretty blue.
Blue.
And then we had a couple white ones after that. And
No,
then
I remember the one I remember a green one. You had a green one,
was it
probably in
green?
the 60s or
Green?
70s.
Yeah. But anyway, then we stuck with. We'd always trade them in. We always had a Cadillac.
So when you bought a car, especially back then right after the war and stuff, did you finance them or did you always pay cash for them?
Oh, have to pay cash.
Did you always pay cash for it? And your first house that you bought, did you finance that or did you buy it with cash?
No, I think he financed that. That was the one in Berlin. We only had that one home.
Except for the one at the lake. That
Well,
burned
the
down.
lake, I'm not counting that one.
Yeah.
But I mean the one in Berlin. That was our Berlin home.
So you bought that one and you stuck with it forever.
Yeah, really. So after Pappy retired, because then we had the house in Berlin and then the one in Sawyer, and then we'd go to Florida. So there was no use keeping that house in Berlin because we weren't there that much. So we sold that.
So what about the people who lived upstairs from you in Berwyn? Did they always live up there? What was their name?
Well, that was not when we bought the house. We didn't have upstairs like that. Pappy built a room for my father. Really, that was the reason for the house, for his room. He had a real nice big room with his own bath and upstairs
They have a kitchen upstairs too.
Well, then we added the little apartment up there.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we built the little house, took the dormers that were upstairs there, made an apartment there, and then we had the nicest families there. 2 doctors at first. They were brothers. But the one rented it from us, and I remember so well because we were going away on a vacation, and they rented the apartment. It was brand new upstairs, and Dr. Devon. And
Dr. Devon?
that was his name, yeah. And we had in our dining room, we had a door going up the stairs to the room. So we just told them to make themselves at home because we had that pretty basement. You don't remember that basement?
Okay, I kind of remember the basement. There was a bar. When there was a bar down
and
there?
it was all Mexican motif.
Yeah.
So we told them just enjoy the place. And we'll be leaving and enjoy it. And if you need anything, just go down. If you need anything in the basement, go and help yourself. And everybody said, you're nuts for just renting to them. But they were such a nice couple. They were just a young couple, real cute couple.
The woman was a doctor too?
No, her husband was a Dr.
Okay.
DeBlanche. And he was at one of the hospitals. He was a resident of the hospital. And so we rented to them and left. And they were there. They had their baby there upstairs. They had a baby while they were there, a little girl.
So to get to the apartment upstairs, they have to come inside your
No,
house and go to the
just a
dining room?
doorway that would lead up to it. They didn't have to come in our place. If we didn't want anybody coming in, we could lock the door. But we trusted them because they were such a cute couple and just left the whole house open to them. I mean, we said, if you need anything, just go and help yourself. And so we left, and then they got, the apartment then got a little too small for them because they only had the one bedroom, and then they had this baby. And she was, of course, that was right up my alley, having the baby upstairs. So a lot of times I would take care of her if they wanted to go out. So then they bought a house, but his brother was a doctor, so they moved upstairs. They were just a couple then, too. He had just got married.
Huh.
And so they were there for a while.
So how
and
much did you charge them for rent?
Well, it wasn't too much. I think around $50 a month or something.
Wow.
And then they had a baby, and she was a nurse, and she was a registered nurse. And they had a little baby, and then they had to get out too. And then we rented to couples. They just got married. They were in their 70s.
Is that the people that I knew?
Yeah. Remember
What
her?
is their names?
Yeah, I
don't
can't think
remember
of her
their
name now.
names.
I can't think of her the life of me, but she was so nice.
Rob and I used to go up there and we'd pretend like we were writing down their grocery list. We just thought we were
What
so
was her
cool
name?
because we could we just were pretending to know how to spell things, and we would write, and
They were.
they just
She was
played with
she
us.
was just like a mother to me then. I mean, she was baked. Every time she baked, she brought down things. And then there again, the house was open to them too. I mean, we had such nice people, but it's because of me. When they come to the door, we had an ad in the paper for rent. I wouldn't rent to just anyone. I'm a pretty good judge of people, and a lot of them I turned away. And these people that came were really, really nice. So we were very fortunate in the people that we had. And we were friends after they moved. I mean, we always kept up our friendship. But Dr. DeVance passed away very young.
Oh.
It was a shame. The first one that moved in there. And the other doctor, his brother, they moved to Florida. They moved over on the west coast. I think in Tampa they moved. And so, but we were lucky in our people that we had.
Well, now tell us about how was Daddy a good child growing up? And we're talking about Robert Lewis. Was he a good child growing up?
Well, he was out working when he was, I think he was about 13 or 14. I remember him telling me that he got a job. It was sort of like in a press where they, in like newspapers or something, but they had big presses. And he'd make lunch for, he was just, I guess, just a young kid, and they hired him, but those days you could hire, you can't do that anymore.
Well, did he work like on the weekends?
Well,
or?
you know, it was a steady job, but
Well, wasn't he in school?
no, he had to leave school at an early age. He didn't go to high school.
Rob? Daddy? He went to Culver Military Academy.
Oh, your dad. I'm talking about Pappy. I thought you said.
Oh, well, let's go. We can talk about Pappy then.
I thought we didn't say anything about him.
So Pappy went to work at a young age in a
He
press.
went home from North Judson, moved to Illinois because he couldn't get work in North Judson.
You mean as a 13 or 14-year-old he moved away? How
He
did
was on his own.
How did he find an apartment or whatever?
I
Where did
don't
he
know.
live?
I guess he lived with a couple of guys or something, and then he went to work for Sears. And he was with Sears ever after that. And then he was promoted. I mean, he got a store. And so that's how that all worked out. That's where I met him.
Did Pappy have something to do with the catalog?
Yeah.
What did he do with the catalog?
Well, he did a lot of work on the catalog. That was his baby, really.
Was he ever in charge of the catalog department? Or?
No, he was in more or less the publishing part of it.
Well, I suppose that would kind of fit right in with what he did as a teenager.
Well, I don't know, but he always liked the catalog. But he was the manager of the store. He was not in he didn't have anything as far as promoting or anything, but he was interested in how the catalog, what went into it. And then he was promoted, and then he had a store in Berwyn. First was in Cicero, which is a suburb of Berwyn. And then he got the store in Berwyn, and that's where he was when he retired.
So now we'll get back to my dad, your son.
Yeah.
How was he as a small child?
He was great.
What?
He never gave me a bit of trouble, no.
Never?
Mm-mm.
Was he a good student?
Yes, he was a good student. He wouldn't have been able to stay at Culver if he wasn't.
So where did he go to grammar school? Do you remember?
He went to where Diane, they both went to the same, she's gone there too. Can't think of the name of the school, we'll have to ask them.
Was it a public school or private
Yeah, it was
school?
public. Yeah.
Public school in Berwyn?
Yeah. And then he went to Culver after he graduated.
And how did y'all pick Culver? How'd y'all know
Because
about
it was the number one military school, and everybody thinks because you send a child to a military school that you're sending him there to get rid of him. That wasn't the case at all with us, because your dad caused us no grief at all. It was a good school. We sent him there for the education part of it. And I often asked him whether he regretted that we sent him there. He said no, he was happy that he was there. That's where he met Dutch.
And JD and Mike.
JD and Mike. And it was a nice school. I mean, those are happy memories because he was in the Black Horse Troop, in the horse troop. And we always looked forward because every Sunday we'd go. We had a parade. And
Did you go every Sunday?
no, we never hardly missed unless something really
Really?
bad.
That's
Oh, yeah.
pretty far away.
Well, it was 100 miles. It wasn't that far. probably 100. It was near North Judson.
Did you
And-
stay at the hotel on the campus there?
No, we could make it from our house from North from.
Oh, so you didn't have to stay at a hotel.
No. Oh, a couple times we did when they'd have something special going on, because they had built these little cottages like you've seen them, where
Mhm.
they were really for parents. That was the purpose, if you wanted to stay overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but if they were in a play or something like that, we would stay, or something special.
So where did Aunt Diane go to high school?
She went to high school in Berlin, and
Did she go to a Catholic school?
she went to a Catholic school before she went to high school, yes. And so, because Diane, we thought it'd be good for her to go, because that's the one that gave us the most
The most trouble.
trouble.
But
She'd
usually
never
the-
come home from school. Right after school, I'd have to. She'd be off visiting with one of the. We had a friend that was a line member, and he had a service station, and that was on her way home from school. And she'd go visit him, and half the time I didn't know where. So she went there because we thought for her own good it was better school for her
And did she go to
than
college?
the public school. No, she didn't want to go because she got married. She was married at 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she went to Germany.
And I guess he was in the military?
Mm-hmm.
And so they went to
She went-
Germany.
She
and
wanted to come and be there, and she went. That's where she had her first child. Was
Louis.
in Louis in Germany.
What's Louis? Is Louis' name Louis James? And so then, did she come back from Germany, or did she go to another
Oh
country?
no, they came back. He was transferred back, and then they lived then in after they came back in Arizona. In not Phoenix. What's the other name?
Tucson.
No, there was another one.
Tucson.
I forgot my names of my.
I'm not too familiar with Arizona.
My
It's a
memory
big
is
city,
like
too.
it used. I used to remember everybody's name and everything else. I can't anymore.
Oh, sure. you can.
Well, I mean, when
Well, that was a long
I
time ago.
when I worked at the hub, when the customers would come to pay their bills, I would call them by name. They'd get so amazed. How'd you know? How'd you remember all this? Because there were a lot of people that traded
You
there.
hear that, Gary? That must be where I get it from.
I really could remember every. I start writing their name before they even told me what
She
their
says
name
she
was.
remembers all of her customers' names. And they were
Yeah.
all amazed that they could remember her name. Their names.
Yeah. But,
Well, what was Diane's first husband's name? Do you remember?
Yeah.
That was a little bit of cynicism in her.
But his.
Mm-mm.
Oh, me? Well, he wasn't a good provider. I mean, he got them started in the house and everything, but he wasn't a good provider. And
Well, what was his name?
just give me, I had it on tip of my tongue. No, I can't say. I will. Isn't that terrible?
Well, that was a long time
Well,
ago.
anyway, so. and
So she had 4 kids by him, though, right?
yeah, and then Gus took
And
Gus
then apparently they got divorced,
got
right?
young. Gus adopted the kids, which is really
And
nice.
how long after she got divorced did she meet Gus?
Oh, she met Gus and Sawyer before she got her divorce. Really? Well, she knew it. They were all neighbors. I mean, we lived in back of people that knew Gus, and he'd go to visit. And there was nothing.
So then she met him like at your summer house in Sawyer.
Yeah, Sawyer. Yeah, Gus lived out there.
Where was he from?
Sawyer.
He was born in Sawyer.
Sawyer.
Born and raised in Sawyer, Michigan.
Yeah.
Never left there.
Well, I don't know. He was in the service.
Uh-huh.
Gus was in the service, and but Gus was really a gem. I mean, he really was a nice person. I miss Gus because he's always so good to me. I mean, for being a son-in-law, he's really great.
And he just passed away last March
It's here this month. I mean,
or January,
really, what's today?
the 23rd.
I think it's today, really. 'Cause we went to, when he was dying. Dad and I went to visit, and we left the day. Your dad had to get back to work. I think it was one day after we left. The next day he died, or was 2 days after. But anyway, he died. Your dad said he was happy that he didn't die while he was there because he didn't want to remember him, dying. So anyway, but it's just a year.
And so he adopted all the kids and
Yeah,
gave them his
kids.
last name.
Yeah, and he was good to them too. But he was a nice person because he was good to everybody, really.
So then when Mama, my mom and Dad got married, were you shocked? I mean, did they just call you and say we eloped?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was kind of a shock.
And what did you do? What was Pappy's response on the telephone?
I answered the phone. Your father broke the news to me first so I could break it to you.
So Daddy didn't tell Pappy?
Well, I told him after I got through talking that...
So Daddy didn't have the guts to tell Pappy that...
Well, your Pappy, he wasn't right there. He was on the telephone. And so I was talking to your father, and he broke the news to me. And so then I didn't even ask him if he wanted to talk to his dad. But his dad was an understanding person anyway.
How did Daddy say that? Did he just call up and say, "Hey, Mom, I got married yesterday"?
No, we carried on a conversation before I guess he didn't know how to break the news, but we carried on a conversation before that. But I couldn't understand at the time why even, because your mom had a terrible temper. Because we were visiting one time out of school and she cut loose and she was really...
You hear that?
Yeah.
Scary?
I didn't know how I really bad temper. And so, anyway, that
So you
was
never understood why Daddy married Mama?
Well, don't say that way. I mean, I thought to myself, boy, you're really, if you get in a quarrel, it's going to be bad because she had a really bad temper. I had nothing to do with their divorce.
You had nothing to do with it?
I mean, I'm not that
you
kind of
wouldn't.
person.
I
I mean,
you
I never
wouldn't have it.
interfered with any of never told them how to raise you kids, nothing.
Oh, I know.
Because Diane always said to me, Mom, she said, you never told us what to do or what we shouldn't have done. And so anyway.
I'm trying to think if I can...
So anyway, that's how that all turned out.
So that all surprised you and everything?
Well, it was. Wouldn't you be surprised?
Yeah, I'd be surprised. Were you unhappy that you couldn't have a big wedding for him?
Well, we always thought they'd have a wedding, but didn't work out that way. So no use. Why would you worry about it? They didn't. Well, then we did go. They did get.
They got blessed by
Yeah, by
Oops, here comes a car. We might not be able to hear, so let's wait till it pulls in.
Who is it?
It's
Daddy.
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 He's gone to get crawfish.
Yeah. No, it's. So your mom and I got along fine after we got married. I mean, there was no grudge or anything.
Oh, I know. I was just curious to know how he broke the news
when we
to
go to
you.
visit you, we always were.
You always brought presents.
Don't know what happened. Sure.
Now, one thing I'll remember that you said about Pappy is that he would never go away on a trip without ever bringing you something back.
He never did. He hardly ever went on a trip without me, because we always would go together.
So, how would you describe the kind of person that Pappy was?
Well, he was a wonderful husband. Let's describe it that way to begin with.
Okay.
I mean, he gave me anything I wanted. In fact, I'd be embarrassed sometime. I'd be standing in a department store looking at something. Or one time I was looking a coat of I was looking at this coat because it fascinated me because it had a fox collar.
Mm-hmm.
One of them used to wear these big fox collars on their coats.
Uh-huh.
And I was just looking at it, and I said, oh, it's so pretty. He says, if you want it, buy it. And I said, oh, no, I'm just looking at this woman. I didn't even know she's standing near me. She says, you silly woman, if he wants to buy it for you, let him buy it.
So did you get it?
No, I didn't need a coat. I just was admiring it. But he would embarrass me in stores. He'll say, if you want it, get it. If I'd be looking at anything. I didn't need it.
So did he spoil you?
I guess he did. Yeah, that's why I would never think of remarrying when I was young, after he died, because I would never get anybody like him again. Never. I'd probably get some old guy that would really be mean.
Not you, Nana.
Probably would.
No.
So
I
had no
think you could be
interest.
lucky twice.
I had no interest in looking at anything. I'd walk down the street sometimes and I'd look at men walking by and I think to myself, oh God, I'm glad I'm not married to him or something like that.
So did Pappy have good taste in clothes, or did you dress him?
No.
Did you pick out his suits and ties
Well,
every day?
not because he didn't have good taste, but I always went with him when he got his suit
Mm-hmm.
because he wanted me to. Not that I demanded to do it. He wanted me to go with him.
Did you pick out his clothes for him when he would go to work in the morning?
Oh, no. He
You could-
picked out his own clothes.
Well, sometimes.
No,
Sometimes
maybe a
guys aren't.
tie or something if I thought a tie was nicer. But no, Pappy he liked to be dressed
let you do the discipline?
Well, he wasn't too hard on the kids. I mean, if they needed it, but not really. He was up to me because Pappy put long hours in at the store too. I mean, he was near and everything, but the store was open like 3 nights a week. He didn't work every night, but then he had meetings to go to, and he'd come home for lunch every day. Though I mean, he was home, and then maybe take a short nap. But
so what attracted you to Pappy when y'all first
I
met?
can't tell you what really.
You can't. It's a secret.
Because I
you
was
just don't know.
engaged to be married to this other in Newell.
So how'd you break the news to Newell?
It's sad. He was going to graduate, expected me at his graduation, and I broke it, and it almost upset him.
So you didn't go to his graduation after all?
Yeah. And at my wedding, I didn't know it for a long time afterwards, but he told me that he was sitting in the back of the. If I'd have known that, I'd have been a nervous wreck.
Oh,
But
no.
anyway, he was there at the wedding too. But no, I'd gone with him so long. I guess it was a shock.
So, and Newell tracked you down and started writing letters to you recently too, didn't he?
He called first. He was all trying to find out where I lived. Nobody would give out that information at Sears. They wouldn't say where we were. They don't give out information.
No.
And so he didn't know where I was. Anybody that we knew, he tried to find out if they knew where I was. Finally, I don't ever know where he found out. Called me one day in Florida, but that was after Kathy died. And so I think something's happened to him now too, because
You haven't heard from him in a
I
while.
haven't heard from him for a while. I think that he's passed away or in a home or something. Because the last time I talked to him, he repeated so many things over and over to me because it was just before I was going to go to Sawyer for the summer. That was the last time I talked to him, and he called and kept repeating them. If I got the address right, because he wanted to be sure he knew where I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, he doesn't sound right because he was repeating.
Mm-hmm.
He was repeating. And so anyway, I hadn't heard from him after that. Well, something's happened, I know. But,
Well, it looks like you just swept him off his feet and he's in love with you forever.
Yeah.
There's 2 men for you right there. Newell and Pappy.
Yeah. Happy, I don't know what it was.
Did he have a good sense of humor?
Pappy?
Did he? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was like at the party.
He played the ukulele, didn't he?
Ukulele, he played the violin.
And so what was y'all's song?
Smoke gets in your eyes.
Really?
But anyway, no, Pappy was a good, he liked to party. And we go out every night. I didn't mean to say that. I mean, every week was Wednesday night was our date night. He knew better to have something to do that night because we always went out to dinner in the theater.
Did y'all have a special dinner place that you would go?
We try a lot of the different restaurants. Pappy liked to go to different places. He didn't like to go just one.
And then you'd go to the theater, like a movie theater or a live theater?
Well, whatever would be in town, maybe a live one or a movie. We'd go into.
Did y'all used to, when we watch old movies, we see, like, dinner places where you go and you watch a little show.
Oh, yeah. They'd have a theater in the dinner. They don't have so much.
Girls
And then on top of some of the buildings, they had restaurants revolving. We'd go.
So every Wednesday night?
We went all to the best restaurants. I mean, but he liked to go to different places. He didn't want to go to just one.
And you dressed up. It was like always dressed up.
And at those days, you'd have to wear a hat and you'd wear gloves. You didn't go in like you do now. Women dress better than they do now.
Oh, I know. Would you wear a long dress or a short dress?
No, it all depends where we're going. If we went to a formal or something, I wore long dresses. And every New Year's, we always went out in one of the big hotels and celebrated with our friends. I mean, we'd have to open a bottle of champagne and have a glass first, and then we'd go. And we'd, because he was a line member, and he was he was a district line member too, where he would, for different line.
You're saying Lion, like Lion?
Lions
Club.
And we'd go there. So we had a nice life. I mean, we didn't sit around.
You didn't sit around and watch it go by.
No, we had a nice life. But as I
participated.
said, Pappy was busy, though. He was a busy man because he had Sears, and then he had all these, he was president of a lot of the clubs, and but when they'd have any doings, we always were together for that.
So when did you buy the house that I know of in Sawyer? Were y'all retired back then, or?
That's when the house burnt down. The one in Sawyer, when our house up on the lake
When it burned down, you
burned
bought
down.
the other little one?
We went over there we thought it was going to be just temporary till we rebuilt on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided we didn't want to move back to the lake. The lake is pretty, and I like it. But at night, it makes you kind of unnerves you, because that pounding of the water was always so loud. I mean, it just seemed like a storm was brewing.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wasn't that fond of being there. I
All
mean,
those stairs, too.
and then being there, Pappy wasn't out during the week. See, Pappy commuted in the summertime. He wasn't out there all summer.
Oh, so y'all would live there during the summertime?
Summertime with his dad and Diane. And I wouldn't want to stay up there at night alone, because it was kind of spooky at night. He was in the woods.
So, but he liked growing flowers and everything
yeah,
anyway.
he couldn't grow anything up there. And so
So
he
did y'all
liked
sell
Sawyer. It was only to be temporary. And then when he got to Sawyer, he got sowing the rest in his roses and vegetable garden. And we were always going to enlarge. It's my fault that we didn't do it. He wanted to enlarge Sawyer,
The house?
the house. And I said, I don't want a bigger house here. We only come out for weekends or in the vacation time in the summer. I had Sawyer, I had Berlin, and I had Florida. I said, I don't want a big house out here, and you have to worry about taking care of that, too. So we kept it. Now I'm sorry that I didn't do it, because it would be a nice home for me, too,
Could
but,
live in it permanently.
yeah. So anyway, so that's how that
So
happened.
you got it right after. So did you sell that land on the lake?
Yeah. We didn't buy the land on the lake. No. The house burnt down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and fortunately, Val didn't have any insurance on it, unfortunately, but it would have been. But Pappy, as soon as he bought part of it, he insured the house,
Mm-hmm.
which if he hadn't done it, would have been a dead loss. So, no, they didn't rebuild up there because Val couldn't afford to do
Well,
it.
who owned the land?
I think they divided it up. I guess that's the way they did it. So, anyway, that's how it happened.
And so then y'all bought Sawyer, and then Pappy got into all his gardening. He
Yeah,
loved
and then when he
gardening.
retired, we'd go to, in the summer, go to Sawyer, and in the winter, go to Florida. And so it was ideal. I mean, it was an ideal setup,
Mhm.
because we didn't want to stay in Florida all summer. And so it worked out fine. But now, I mean, I should sell it. I was going to sell last year. Then all this happened with Diane, so I didn't.
Oh, don't sell it.
Well, why want it for? Nobody comes to up there anyway.
Oh, 'cause it's cool.
Cool. Yeah.
It's pretty.
So anyway, yeah, it is pretty in the summertime. It's a lot of work now without Gus, and you can't hire hardly anybody. And when you do, they want to so much,
They don't do as good a job
and they don't do
either.
it. They cut the lawn, and it would cost you a fortune to cut all the lawn I got there to cut.
Mhm.
And so it's really kind of silly to have it.
Hmm.
But anyway, it was nice while it lasted.
And
We had a
so
lot of good times there.
Did Pappy like to go deep sea fishing in Florida?
Deep sea fishing, yeah, but not to sit in a boat, like a little boat and just fish. He didn't like that.
No.
One
Did
time,
you like it?
I like to fish. I like it better on a big boat. I mean, we always chartered a boat. But anyway, one time we were fishing with our friends, the couple that we knew and went around with so much, Elliot and Annette Reed. And Pappy, we caught a fish. He kept the fish that we caught in the water in a net.
Oh,
He
no.
pulled up the net to put the fish, and he threw the whole thing overboard. Lost all the fish.
Oh,
All the
no.
perch we caught. But anyway, it was such a,
Did he cuss?
yeah, that time he did. He wasn't a cussing man, though. You never heard your Pappy swear. You never.
Listen,
But he did
fish
that.
overboard.
That was funny. But we got them all back. I mean, it was such a good day for fishing that we caught fish all back again that we needed. And so we didn't really lose, but and he didn't like fishing anyway.
Well, who's your best friend growing up?
My best friend is one that passed away, Helen
What's Helen's last name?
Troutman.
Troutman.
And her husband worked for Pappy at the store.
Is Helen Troutman, is Troutman her maiden name or her married name?
Her maiden name is Stapleton.
Helen Stapleton Troutman.
Yes.
And how old were you when you met her?
Oh, I was only 16, 17. She worked for the same company.
She worked for Litton?
Yeah. First she worked at Hillman's. There was a big store in downtown where they had like a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Hillman's was the name of it. And people, I don't know why they ever would shop there and then lug it all the way home. But in those days, we didn't have like all these supermarkets we have now. I mean, it was just a grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
like a, little town grocery store. And so she worked there, and then she came to Litton's, and I'd already been there working. So we became friends. In fact, we were standing outside waiting for a bus on Michigan Boulevard. It was such a cold day, and I really started the conversation. I said to her, at that time she was working for Hillman. She wasn't working for Litton's then, and I said to her, golly, I said, when we don't freeze, or something like that. So we got talking, and after that, I knew where she worked, and she knew where I worked, and then eventually she came to work where I was working. So we became very good friends. She was my bridesmaid.
Did she live close to you?
Not too far. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
That's Nanny Sue.
Oh. So anyway, that's how we became.
So she was your bridesmaid, and who got married first, you or her?
I did. Then she married, what's his name? She married, I can't think of his name. Troutman, and then she, I don't know what happened between them. He would travel.
He worked at Sears?
He worked at, first, yeah, he worked at Sears, and he had a job where he traveled, though, and he wanted her to go with him, and her mother was ill, and she wouldn't leave her mother, and I don't know, something happened to their marriage, because I guess she wouldn't go along, and they drifted sort of apart, and they got a divorce.
When did they get divorced?
Well, they got divorced, I don't know how many years after they were married, but then he remarried, and then she remarried, and so that kind of split things up, and then I didn't see Helen that much after that, because we were traveling back and forth from Sawyer to Florida, and she lived in Chicago, so I didn't really, we corresponded and talked.
Mm-hmm. So did you have any kids?
No, we never had children.
Never had any kids. Were you in her wedding?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Were you the only bridesmaid, or did she have more?
She had sort of a private wedding, but I have their pictures. In fact, she did have a private picture. Dad and I, Pappy and I were the only ones with another couple who went to the wedding. It was sort of a past wedding, but as I say, I don't think that's what broke up their marriage, so it's because they had to be with their mom. She wanted to be with her.
Well, who was Pappy's best friend?
Pappy had a lot of things because we belonged to the clubs, and I mean,
Nobody told his secrets too besides you?
I don't know, we had any secrets.
Well, you never
I
know.
didn't want to know about him anyway, if he did. No, so anyway, but Pappy was in the clubs too. Pappy was like so everything.
Kind of like Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His dad's a lot like his dad. I mean, a lot of ways. I mean, he's sort of a general type of person. I mean, very considerate. The dad is too considerate sometimes, I think. I mean, I don't think people appreciate his dad like this. Because he's always there to help somebody, and he does a lot.
We had his surprise 50th birthday party last night, and he sure did have a lot of
He
friends
did,
there,
yeah.
and people who came from far
Yeah,
away.
I was glad to see that, because he's very good, because he's always interested in somebody. But, and Pappy was that way too.
Did you think he gets his gentleness from you or from Pappy?
From
Because
both,
you're gentle.
I think. A lot of people, when I take your dad down, we go to Luke in Chicago, and I take him, we go to lunch. People would stop, and where we were sitting, they'd say, disown him because he looks just like you. And we didn't even know them. You get on an elevator and they would say the same thing. So there was something there that, and he was always, he was just happy that taught him too this, because he always pulls out his chair for a lady to sit. You don't see many men do that. Well, but there's it's the training they get too. And he taught him to do that. He'd always pull out the chair for him to sit and go out. And open the door. I mean, your dad still will do that. And Pappy was very, he has very good manners. And so Bob gets it. Bob gets it, I think, why.
So who's Daddy named after?
He's named after a young man that I saw a lot of. He was Robert Brooke. And he was such a nice young man. And he was in his service. And he got married, and we went to his wedding, and shortly after he was married, he stayed in the service. He was with the Tigers, or the Flying Tigers. And he got home and got married. Shortly after that, he was killed. He was in training flyers and two planes collided. And he was killed. And he was such a nice person. I always said, if I have a son, he's going to be named after him. That's all I say. I like the name of Robert anyway.
What was your most favorite vacation you took with Pappy?
Well, I don't know. Hawaii. But Bob was with us. He went with us most of the time. We were when he was little. But there's a lot of places we went there, and we went to California. And I don't think any one of them was always over.
Did you always travel by car?
Most of the time we traveled by car because we would want to see the scenery, and especially going to California.
So what kind of things have been invented since you were a little child?
TV. We used to have those little things that you had to kind of go and try to find a station on. I remember my father doing it. And just a little portable thing.
Like a little box?
Yeah.
For the TV? Is that for the radio?
Well, radio and then TV came on, but you didn't have big sets like we have now. And
Do you remember when you got your first TV?
Yeah, after I was married, we had TV. I don't know, there's a lot of things. I think right now it's...
Did y'all have air conditioning in your first house? In your first place?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, most places up north don't have air conditioning.
We didn't need it in Michigan, really. And we didn't have it in my house, either. I don't know, we didn't have it, we didn't miss it, really.
A lot of places up north still don't have air conditioning.
And down south, though, that air conditioning made the south, because Florida, without air conditioning, you wouldn't want to be there.
What about calculators? Because you worked as a cashier.
But we didn't have those. We had adding machines.
And like computers.
Computers.
You think you could learn how to use a computer now?
I suppose I could if I went and took lessons.
Would you want to?
Yeah, sometimes I think I'd like to learn.
Remote control for television.
Well, I had a remote control in Berlin on my...
You did?
Yeah.
That white television you still have?
Not that one. That was in Florida. We got that. The one in Berlin was a large set. I had remote.
They didn't have,
Towards the end, I mean.
They didn't have camcorders like we're taking this on.
And your appliances have all improved too.
About that washing machine.
Yeah, I didn't. No.
In Sawyer, what about that? Didn't you still have
First
one
of all, I started out with a ringer type, like I have the old one in Sawyer.
Did you do the laundry yourself, or did you have a resident help you do
No,
the
I did my own work. And I sometimes wondered how I got it all done, because in Berlin, the house wasn't that small. I mean, I had all downstairs too. And Pappy coming home for lunch every day, I'd make a hot lunch for him because we didn't like sandwiches. I had my father, my dad would eat around 4 o'clock. I make him special because he had a high condition.
So Pappy would come home at lunch and eat, and he wouldn't eat a sandwich. You had to cook him a whole
He had
meal.
a hot meal.
Oh.
And then I had the kids, and I always took them out. I felt that they should be out when they're babies. I had to put them in the stroller and take them out for a walk every day. And I couldn't, and now I look back and think, gee, I don't even do half the things you're supposed to do. I got all that stuff in.
What about like? Well, what was a ringer washing machine like? How did you do it?
Remember the one in the toilet?
I don't know.
Well, it's got a revolving drawers.
Did you plug it in? Does it run electricity?
Well, yeah, I had electricity for it, but it worked because it took you a lot of time. You'd have to wash them first, let them spin around, wash them.
Mm-hmm.
Then that water you got to drain that water off to rinse them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd have to let the water get in there again to rinse them. Then you'd have to drain all that off.
Did you have to like flip a switch to?
No, they had on your machine, they had like you pulled it back like on a car, or if you were going, change the gears, so you pull this to what, if you wanted it to revolve, then you would pull it back so it would spin. And
Was it timed? Like you put it into the wash and it would spin around and then
design.
wash
Put the water out.
Did it stop spinning after a while, or did you have to go check on it and then turn the spinning off?
Well, you have to check on it because it wasn't automatic.
Wasn't automatic.
And
And then you had to change. Then you'd have to drain the water out. You'd have to decide when to do all this.
After it stopped spinning,
oh, so it would
then you
stop
let
like
water come in.
Okay.
And then you'd have to let the water go out.
And then you'd have to squeegee it all out before you put it in the dryer or hung it on the line?
Well, it would spin around until most of the water was out of it. Not thoroughly.
So what's the ringer part for?
Then the ringer, you'd ring it, well, that's it. You had the ringer to go through the ringer. But you never got it completely where it would, it would still be a little wet, dripping, and hanging on the line outside.
So you didn't have a dryer?
No, you never got it right away. Then the dryer came in, and you could either have electric or gas. The first one I had was gas, which I liked real well, because my dad used to you wear jeans those days, corduroy was the thing. I could wear jockers too. And so I liked the gas dryer because it seemed to do a better job, close the softer. Then they discontinued the gas ones, and I had electric after that. I don't need a dryer.
What about dishwashers?
Dishwashers, I didn't have a dishwasher.
Gary called, before he bought this house, he said the dishwashers were at the end of his arm.
Oh, yeah, my house too. We didn't have one.
Did Aunt Diane and Daddy ever help you with the chores, like doing dishes
Well,
or vacuuming or anything?
We had a holiday time, because everybody came to my house for holiday time. I mean, Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner. Nobody else was always needed for dinners. And so he would come out and do it, but not during the week or anything. He didn't. Unless I didn't feel well. He was, such a reason that he wouldn't do it. I mean, he just didn't do it.
Well, you did it.
And a lot of nights he wasn't home.
He was getting ready to eat.
So a lot of nights he wasn't home. He wasn't home anyway. So, but it isn't that he wouldn't.
What did Diane and Daddy get an allowance?
Oh, I suppose they did, yeah.
Did they have to do chores to do it? Did they ever have to?
Well, yes, she did, but she didn't care much about doing it. But she, yeah. But anyway, she did it not pleasantly.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah, she was. But anyway, and then she went to had the blueberry patches, so I told her she ought to go pick blueberries, and they're not hard to pick. All you do is roll them right off the bush. She ate more than she picked, I think. But anyway, that was up to be too much for me like that.
So do you remember when I was born?
Oh, yeah, that was it. Let's see, I told you, and I told you when you had a very bad cold and got snot all over my dress and everything.
I had a cold?
Oh, yes. Ooh, and I kept you for when Rob was born. I kept you out in Florida.
Mm-hmm. So I remember when Rob was born.
Oh, yeah. I went with him. I took your mother to the hospital.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I rode all around with her, and with her there, and yeah. Maybe that too, because he was born, and your grandmother came in. I sat there all the time she was in labor downstairs, sitting in Lolly upstairs, because I was like her husband, they would love it.
Yeah.
So anyway, the grandmother came in, and she asked me what floor she was on. She was right by me, and I thought, Dad, I'm silly. Here I sit down here all this time. She goes up and sees the baby, and everything. Sitting there like a dope.
That's what you get for playing by the rules, right?
Yeah, but she was right by me. I can remember that. Yeah, and this time I had you. You were still kind of little. You had such a bad cold. And so, yeah, I picked up on my, and I looked, and I had everything all over me.
No.
So anyway, yeah, and then this thing stayed with me. And, because we were out in Florida then. They were at the apartment still, where the
Ocean patio.
Ocean patio.
Uh-oh.
So anyway, like years ago.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, anyway, so now you have your house in Sawyer, and you live here in Baton Rouge during the winter time. And yes, it is January 23rd, and we're outside with no coats on or anything, and it's a perfectly wonderful day. Right?
Right. When you do that in Michigan.
That's for sure. And we're getting ready to go in and eat some coffee. Rob is here, and he's 25, and he's got his girlfriend Mary Elizabeth here, and she's 23, and Gary, my fiance, is here, and he's 33. And he flew in to surprise Daddy, and Nana was all a big part of it, and she kept a big secret that we were coming, and so we're going to have to go in and eat before our plane takes off. Anything else you want to add before we turn the camera off, Nana?
No, I'm just happy I have such nice grandchildren.
And great-grandchildren. How many great-grandchildren? Yeah. None from Rob and you, but you've got Rachel. Oh, no, who are Lou's kids? It's Adam.
Adam and brother.
Brett? No.
Brett.
Adam and Brett.
Yeah, and then
And
there's
there's
Rachel, and then
Zachary and Brandy.
Randy.
And then what's the other one?
Kyle.
So 6 great-grandchildren, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty many.
Yeah.
Getting up there. They're going to be pretty old, too.
So you better hurry up when you get married.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thanks for doing this. You're a good sport. Let me give you a hug on camera.
I'm glad I have you too. So, anyway.
Okay, we're going to turn it off.
Okay.